The 3 strategist meta in Marvel Rivals has been one of the most annoying metas currently in the game. It normally consists of a Luna Snow, Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger, and sometimes a Loki. The rest of the team is followed up with either 2 tanks and 1 DPS, which is the 2-1-3 comp, or the 1 tank and 2 DPS, which is the 1-2-3 comp. But sometimes the 3 healer lineup can change based on hero bans, and just who each player mains and feels most comfortable playing anyway. This meta makes sure that no one on the team dies, dragging the fight a few extra seconds to fight for the team advantage longer. Between the 3 healers on their team, they can rotate between each of their ultimates, making their team be practically. Obviously, this team comp seems super overpowered and should definitely be tweaked around and changed accordingly by the devs, right? Well, it's not as black and white as that. With how diverse each hero kit is in Marvel Rivals, I always find a new way to counter each hero with a different playstyle. Each hero's kit is so diverse that there can be multiple layers to each hero depending on the player. Of course, there are some heroes whose kit is very basic and linear, but that doesn't mean that there aren't different playstyles to their kit. 3 healers are definitely harder to counter, as it keeps the team alive with more ease while extending team fights, but that doesn't mean something like a good Black Panther, Spider-Man, or Hulk, or any dive character still can't disrupt the enemy team and shut them down. Again though, that doesn't mean that a well-placed sleep, freeze, cloak, and push by a Mantis, Luna Snow, Cloak and Dagger, or Invisible Woman doesn't counter the dive heroes. The problem with this meta lies with just how hard it is to kill the enemy team. But is that always a good thing? With Marvel Rivals, there's a reason why the healers are called strategists and not healers. But we're still calling them healers just so that I don't have to go back and edit the script. Sure, every healer's kit is to heal their team, but they also have abilities that can sometimes prove more valuable or just as valuable as keeping the team alive. Playing Strategist isn't just as simple as heal your team. It's more of providing the best opportunities for your team to take advantage of that could possibly win you guys a team fight. This doesn't apply to just strategists. This can apply to duelists or vanguards. But I think that the strategists are the ones that control the behind the scenes of every big team fight most of the time. The meta is annoying, but that doesn't mean it can't be countered. Have you ever watched high-ranked players during their games? A big majority of their games don't actually have 3 healers on both teams. In fact, when you compare games with the 2-2-2 strategy, the 2 healers, 2 DPS, and 2 tanks, and the 1-2-3 and 2-1-3 comp, the win percentage is actually higher with the 2-2-2 strat than the other team comps. But okay, so wait. The 3 healer meta is a super broken team comp in theory, yet it seems as though the standard 2-2-2 method works out better? How is that possible? Well, let's dive deeper into team composition and team positioning. No matter how the enemy team is, there will always be a window of opportunity that every team needs to take advantage of. At a point in the match, if you're getting stomped on, your team will realize that there's something wrong with their team play, and then that would lead to active team communication, thinking about how to break that team composition and take the win. You don't even have to be getting rolled in this scenario. Anyone can notice a gap in composition or positioning with the enemy team at any point in the match. But I will say this, there will be games where it takes the entirety of the match to figure out a new angle to play the match out and win, and sometimes that can end in a loss. But that's okay. Just as Galactus said,
well, you can't expect to win them all.
One of the biggest things that I find to be the most successful team strategy is you and your team need to find a window of opportunity to isolate. The 1-2-3 or the 2-1-3 meta leans more towards the supportive aspect, but that means that their team doesn't have a lot of tankage on their team. This means that they're more susceptible to big, instantaneous amounts of damage, meaning that with the less damage to tank as a team, means that there is less time to react when something like a dive character dives and instantly kills one of their healers. With Spider-Man's one-shot combos and Black Panther's crazy high damage speed abilities, it can definitely force the team to break up their composition for just a moment for their tanks to take advantage of that and get a pick. Sometimes a dive character isn't needed to break team comps. Someone like Hela or Bucky easily punish overextending DPS or tanks with their high damage, fast shooting bullets. TLDR, find windows of opportunity that leave anyone alone and can instantly kill one of their heroes. Play heroes that can isolate or disrupt the enemy team. It should be way easier to disrupt their backline without another tank protecting the healers. Or you can play heroes that have high instantaneous damage that can easily punish anyone out of position, or LOS, which is line of sight of the 3 healers. Note that when punishing those out of position and isolated, it's highly recommended that you take them out as a team. You may not need all 6 heroes targeting one person, but having you and another DPS, tank, or healer help you take them out should work just fine. Of course, that's easier said than done, but to make that easier on both you and your team, you need to communicate. In games like these, toxicity and irregular team chemistry is bound to happen, and that's okay. But sometimes in order to win, you'll have to throw that aside and communicate to the team to really improve the chemistry and coordinate even better than if you weren't communicating. It sounds obvious when I point it out, but a lot of my losses stem from a lack of communication as a team and would instantly go straight to pointing fingers and putting blame on others. We all get that Marvel Rivals is a team game, but sometimes we don't think of it like that when we lose. It could be the entire team that wasn't doing well and wasn't playing as a team, and that caused them to lose. A lot of the time, it's not one person dragging the rest of the team down. And even if it was, there's ways around that if both teammates decided to play as a team. I'm not saying that doing this will always get you the win, but it will definitely increase your chances a crap ton. And if you have anything else to add about this quote-unquote broken meta, then let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your take on this meta. Anyways, that's all I have to really rant and talk about. If you like what you watched today and would like to see more from me in the future, make sure to hit that suspiciously shaped button right next to my channel called subscribe. I don't really know, but I know that after pressing that button is a bell-shaped button, and you should definitely press that too. And then right after that, you should definitely hit the like button as well. Be sure to follow my Discord and follow my Twitch, TikTok, and Twitter to see another side of me that you don't normally see here. Those links are in the description. Either way, I'm out of here, and I'll see y'all soon.